Yeah, of course. Thank you. Like the first, thank our medical staff and our medical team that have worked tirelessly to help give us an opportunity to play. And you can see around the country, there's teams that don't have the opportunity to play, and we've been able to stay above the line and give our guys a chance to play because we need to play. We need to be able to get out there and play football so we can see what we have and who we are and continue to build. So I'd like to thank them for that. Obviously, again, turnovers, you know, and penalties in the first half, against any type of team, okay? Any team, you do not give yourself a chance. Okay. And that was basically the story, of this game. Guys continued to play hard. We had a shutout in the second half. Defense continued to play hard, but we lost the battle of field position. I think their average starting position was the 47-yard line, and ours was a minus 20. You know, and even though we took the ball away a couple of times, that's not complimentary football. Offense, defense, and special teams. Everyone doing their job on a consistent basis, and consistency in performance again, is a killer for us because we're inconsistent. We have some efficient plays on offense, okay, and then nothing. And then you can't take the defense off the hook as well. Then we had opportunities to get them stopped and didn't. And then special teams, obviously, we just have to be more efficient and we need to be more explosive and win the battlefield position and be more physical and make more explosive plays. But it's that's the facts, and it's just straight down the middle. You can see it; it's obvious. You turn the ball over, and you have critical penalties against a good football team. You are going to get beat, and so that's what happened. We need to figure out uh, what we can do with the guys that we have. But one thing that we are able to do because we are able to play is we are able to evaluate who we have and what they can do, okay, and who wants to or has the ability to play the type of football that we need to play here to be successful. And so we're going to continue to move forward with our process, which we believe in, which is stick with the facts, see what happened, look at the film, identify the mistakes, make the corrections. It's going to be structural, mental, or physical, and then evaluate the roster, see who needs to be in what position, and then move and turn the page and go on and prepare for the next game. And so that's what we're going to do.
All right, we'll take a few questions. We'll start with Chris Solari from the Detroit Free Press.
Hey, Mel, I guess first of all, what goes into the decision to take Rocky out at the point that you did this week? And I guess your evaluation of what Peyton did to deserve that chance and stay in the game.
Yeah, we thought it was decision making early in the game in the first half, and then Peyton was the next man up, and so we gave him an opportunity, and it was as simple as that. We'll look at the film and we'll evaluate it more, okay, and then we'll see what we need to do moving forward. But there's no position set in stone on this team, the quarterback position or any other.
Just from a ground level, did you feel the offense moved a little bit better with Peyton in there?
We're inconsistent. We were inconsistent, with both guys in there. We had some efficient plays, and then we were inefficient. So we'll know more when we look at the tape tonight.
For our next question, we'll go to Lindsey Huddleston.
Emil, from my vantage point, I can see you before the second half pouring into Shakur Brown. He had 2 interceptions. The Big Ten Network social media saying no fly zone all again. Was this play today a bright spot or an expectation?
Well, we continue to work with him because he's a talented young man, okay, and there's things that he can do, that he needs to do to get better, to improve, and been working on those things. He's been working on those things. And so, just his approach to the game. And, when you do that and you approve and you work on the things that you need to work on, you're going at that position, you're going to get an opportunity to make plays. And so, he's making some of those plays. Also at that position, you have to be very, very efficient, because like at a corner position, especially, or the safety position, you may only be at the point of attack, maybe 7, 8 times in a game when it really matters. And so, if you give up a play, that's really is that a winning performance or not? You have to look at it that way. But has he made strides? Yes. Does he need to continue to make some strides in technique and fundamentals? Yes. And from what I've seen from him, he's willing to do that. And so I'm encouraged by some things I've seen from him so far this season.
Okay, thank you for that.
Our next one comes from Matt Wenzel with M Live.
Hey, Mel, I think through 4 games in, that's 3 games with 60 or fewer rushing yards on the ground. You guys used 5 different running backs, I believe. What would it take to change that, and how much would that open up the offense for you?
I'm sorry, I couldn't understand the first part. I know you have a mask on, I have a mask on. I'm just trying to, the first part of it, if you could give it to me one more time, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's three games of the first 4 with 60 or fewer yards rushing. I was just wondering and you've used 5 different running backs, just wondering what it will take to change that, turn that around for the run game, and how much that would open up the offense for you guys, given the last 2 weeks have been, say, not what you expect.
Yeah, we have to figure out, what we can do with the guys that we have, and when the holes are there, we need to hit them. Okay, and if they're not there, we got to figure out why, and can we run those plays, or do we have to come up with something else? But at the end of the day, it's a very simple game, and you can only scheme your way so much in a run game. From a running game standpoint, it's you got to be able to get a hat on a hat and move people, and then you got to be able to hit the hole with velocity and fall forward on contact, and that's what has to happen. So, we've given guys opportunities to run the ball in the backfield, okay, and then we'll make a decision going into this next week or this next game. Who's going to get the lion's share of the carries and who's not. But it's a constant work in progress. But we need to be able to run. We need to be able to run the ball, and we're going to continue to attempt to run the ball so we can have some type of balance on our offense and not be one-dimensional.
Okay, with Maryland, obviously the situation they have not playing this week, and Mike Loxley had said he didn't know when they were going to get it back again. How do you address that with your team moving forward into a week of real uncertainty now?
We're expecting to play them. I don't know what their situation is. I'm not sure why they're playing or why they're not playing, but we're going to be prepared to play as long as we can meet the thresholds in terms of players available and COVID numbers and things like that are set forth with the Big Ten and all that. As long as we can stay within those numbers and we can field a team, we're going to play. So we're going to prepare to play until we're told differently. We need to play. We need to play football.
Thank you.
Our next question is from Matt Charbonneau with the Detroit News.
Hey, Mel, you've mentioned a couple times about, evaluating the players and doing what you can with the guys you have. Does that lead you to believe that right now a lot of the issues are execution? And can we expect to see some more juggling of players until you find the right combinations of the guys you have right now?
Much of it is about execution because we're inconsistent, which means you see us able to make plays on both sides of the ball. We're able to make plays in the run game. We're able to make plays in the passing game, and then at times we're not able to. So that's being inconsistent. but everything's an evaluation. Every game rep, every practice rep, how guys pay attention in meetings, what type of notes they take. We collect their notes, we look at their notes, how they perform in the weight room, what they do from a nutrition standpoint, all those things, punctuality, everything is an evaluation, for us. And it's ongoing, and that's never going to stop. And then based upon, who we have in our evaluation, then though we'll put the guys out there that we feel like give us the best chance. And then we'll work for we need to work for better execution. We need to work harder. Okay, we need to be tougher mentally and physically. Okay, and we need to keep hammering our culture of accountability, attention to detail, sense of urgency, okay, and grinding, and not making excuses, finding a way to get it done. That's what we're going to do every single day.
We got time for a couple more, starting with Jim Comparoni from Spartan Magazine.
Hey, Mel, what did you think of the pass defense overall today, Michigan State's pass defense?
I really have to look at the tape. I thought we were soft on some of their quick game things. I think early in the game we were exposed down the middle because of mental errors or lack of execution. We wanted to make the quarterback win outside. You always want to make quarterbacks win outside from the pocket, but the yards after the catch were too much. If a guy throws the ball outside, in zone coverage, you should at least be able to contest the throw, or at least be right there in a position to make an immediate tackle. And so, we played a couple of different guys out there. Obviously, with Gerb being out, with Trey Person being out, so we were able to, we gave Angelo Gross. We gave him an opportunity, saw Julian Barnett. So guys are getting out there and getting plays, and we're seeing what they can do, and we're working to teach, motivate, and develop those guys. At times it was tight coverage, and at times it wasn't tight enough. So we'll look to be more consistent in that regard. And again, rush and coverage have to work together. And so even though the ball was out quickly, on some of those plays, and there was not an opportunity to get a rush, there were other times when we had an opportunity to get a rush, okay, and the quarterback had too much time. And so we need to be court. We need to make sure the rush and coverage is working together. And so we're going to go back. We have a tremendous amount of work to do. Trust me on that. A lot of work.
And our final question today is going to come from Bob Wojnowski with the Detroit News.
Hey, Mel, you've mentioned a couple of times, obviously, trying to evaluate players every minute of every day. How difficult has that been? Do you feel like you're making headway there in learning about players? And after losses like this, how difficult do you think it'll be to keep their attention going forward this season?
No, it's not hard to evaluate players. We film everything that we do. We see them every day. We talk to them. We have numbers. We have reports. We have the information that we need. And I don't see a reason why we wouldn't be able to just because you don't have success on the field. And I don't know why there would be an issue about relative to getting their attention. Because if you want to play and you want to get better, then you need to pay more attention. And if you don't, if there's a lack of attention, then that means you don't want to be here. So, and then that's part of the evaluation as well. But I don't really see that being an issue. But if it is, then that will be addressed. Because we're going to move forward with the guys who do want to pay attention, who are paying attention, who do want to get better, and who want to go out there and be able to win their one-on-ones, and play at a high level on a consistent basis. But I'm not worried about getting guys' attention.
All right. Thank you, Coach. That's all that we have for today.
Thank you for all you do. Thank you for covering our team.